Good afternoon, everyone. Today's tutorial is around how to find your student's individual learning plan, or ILP for short. So an individual learning plan is something that students will have if they are 12 months ahead in any academic area, or whether they're 12 months behind in any academic area. So it's an individual learning plan for your student as an individual to ensure that they're trying to catch up or they are still getting extended in their learning. There'll also be ILPs for students, part of the program for students with disabilities, so PSD program. So every time you have a meeting or SSG meeting with Mrs. Brockhoff and Mrs. Burgess, you'll also have a copy of that from the classroom teacher as well. So the way we can see if your student has one or not is to click on their profile, attendance, schedule. So this pops up here, and then insights up the top here. So if we click on the last tab, insights, it will come up with the ILPs that your student has. Now, if it's blank, that's fine. Your student obviously doesn't have an ILP. But for all these ILPs, you're able to click on them and it will come up and it will show you what they're about. So this first one is about social. So the curriculum entry point, so there's nothing there. That means that this child does not have one. Literacy doesn't have one. Numeracy doesn't have one. Attendees at the SSG, that's all the details here. So whichever one it is that will be filled in, whether it's a social one for their social, it'll be there. It may just be literacy that they're 12 months ahead or behind in, it'll be there. It may just be a numeracy that your child is really smart at numeracy, so that's where that one will be there. And it'll be a curriculum entry point, so what level they're at, what their goal is, what their strategy is to support the goal, and then their actual performance of the goal. So when you meet at the start of next year, in term 1, these will be filled out, ready to go, and then the actual performance will be at the end of that term. They'll put in how the student actually went and what level they achieved, whether it's they're approaching the goal, achieved the goal, those sorts of things. When you have the meeting, the details will go in there for the ILP kids on PSD funding. So that will show you everything. Like I said, this one's not filled in. It's just an example for you of, they will still all appear, but they should show you what the goal is, and they should link in with the other goals that have been there for the other terms also. So again, just if you're wondering if your student's got one, you click on the profile, click on insights, and if your child does have one, you should have been alerted to it, but it will be sitting in one of those ones, so you click on it to have a look at it. And they'll come up with, there's some that I've just plugged in. So that'll be around the social, literacy, and numeracy.